county nebo Uasin Gishu kokakomwa PSA na lengut nebo Boror Chris Kiptoo kole wendi konyoru serikalit ab emoni chepkondok chito bilion 7.3 kobun katuiyetabkei nebo kibagengeisiek choton ko Parastatals kou en kaarortoet nebo President William Ruto. Kong'ololi Kiptoo en kasarta nekaimuch koitita tait nebo committee netinyegei ak besenwogik komwa kole wendi serikali koboisien boroinoton koker kole kakichigil ortinwek chekiistoen boisiet nebo rabisiek chechang en serikali.
There's some areas like agriculture that contribute a very large percentage of our GDP, like 26%, but contribute very little in terms of revenues. And we are saying the burden of taxation should be equitable. Everybody should bear the same burden, whether you are low or high. Of course, if you are a high-income earner, you pay more than the low-income earner, but we should all bear this. So, and then we have a medium-term revenue strategy. If you look at it, the idea is to expand the tax base. Then going forward, corporate tax is presumed to come down from 30% to 25%. VAT is supposed to come down from 16 to 14. Once the tax base increases, the only time this time we could not bring them down because the circumstances were very different. But the intention is really to lower the tax regime, but to broaden the tax base so that all of us pay and no one is actually escaping paying of taxes. Our economy is doing well. 5% is by no means low. 5.6%. And if you look at the revenues the taxes we are getting out of that growth, it's not commensurate. It's still low. So if we seal the loopholes, still go for employ technology, I think the best is let's support the measures that we come back, and we beseech you, Parliament, that maybe in the near future you consider coming back again. Maybe Kenyans will accept and be able to raise enough so that we don't live with this unprecedented situation where I said yesterday we have had cuts we have never seen before, which I think is a good opportunity for us at the Treasury to correct with permanence areas we have been wanting to cut and we haven't. But it's like I can go through for you for the benefit of Kenyans. We have cut these confidential expenditures, for instance, which by 100% that have gone. Monitoring and evaluation expenses 100%. Refurbishment of buildings 100%. Purchase of motor vehicles and other transportation equipment 100%. Purchase of household furniture and institutional equipment 100%.
En kasaratan kagamach membatab court negingotin ngatutik nebo Marsabit County nebo Nandi Abraham Kirwa PS Kiptoo waror tetutik ketinye serikalitab emoni wer kole kakimuch kebos besendo nebo chepkondok kobun emotinwekab sang en kasarta nechobe budget serikalitab emoni ole kamwa kole kitaimugaske niton en kenyit nebo 2027 nekikakisirto budget noton go finance bill 2024
dealing with is an animal that nobody really understands. Where do we go from here? So what I'm asking the PS on this issue, the budget that you presented to us of 3.92 trillion, and now you say that now we'll reduce it. Before the finance bill was rejected, we were on target to have a balanced budget by 2027. And as it is now, looks like we will not be able to achieve a balanced budget. We will continue to borrow. What plans do you have in Treasury to balance this budget? Because it is going to be a big issue moving forward. At the same time, the country has two things. We have reached the ceiling, and I think we are almost at the ceiling. And then our credit rating has been downgraded. Where are you going to get the money to run the country?
Kosipke kribayuatam nebo ngechireten committee inoton chigili besendo makali mulu nene gora ko MP nebo Kitui Central ko kamwa kole wendi go beseni emoni chepkondok kitito billion bogol agenge ak artam agenge kosipke ak nemagimuch kisirto bilit noton go finance bill 2024.
The sort of the withdrawal of the finance bill, we are borrowing additional 141 billion. That's the total borrowing. That's additional. We had approved a borrowing of 45. 55 external, 45 internal. Now, I think what we are trying to find out as a committee is if you proportionately shared the additional borrowing to the ratio of 55 to 44, 55 to 45, it means you will have still remained with our approved mix ratio. The reason why the mix ratio is changing is because you decided to borrow domestically the total amount of 141. So the question you are trying to ask is, what triggered this thinking that you could not share the 141 just proportionally between 45 and 55, so that the ratio of 45 to 55 remains? And then on that note, there will be no need of what we are discussing now, because the ratio remains the same. Is it that out there we are not able to access the external